Hello to lovely YouTube. Agape, that's how you pronounce it. And I know this because I've looked on the Wikipedia and on the YouTube, it sent me there. That's how you pronounce it. And there are some beautiful words to describe this agape. The idea that this is the highest form of love between God and man. And it's the goddess of love, Agape. I had no idea that this was so important. I'm pretty sure this came up in a reading the other day. I pretty much dismissed it as something I didn't understand. For those of you who've been joining me on my journey through the Archetype Guidebook, you'll know that each day before I open the cards and do the reading, I read a little bit more of this book that this beautiful writer, Krans, put together for us. Their territory, talking about the archetypes. Throughout this book, you will hear me speak of the imaginal. What does it mean? Where is it? Though these questions defy answering, the simplest way to put it is that the imaginal is the realm of poetry, images, metaphor, and the imagination. It is the deep mystery where everything is possible. Please note, it is the imaginal, not the imaginary. The latter term implies it is not real. The existence of the imaginal, however, is quite palpable here on earth. When the two worlds collide, they take the form of chills while hearing a poem or song, a tear that rolls down the cheek when you least expect it, a synchronicity that confounds explanation, a night sky that is beyond comprehension or description. The imaginal is where the archetypes roam, waiting for us to visit. Yeah, we have to go to them. Yeah, we all know that story, don't we? When we want to get into our vortex, as Abraham Hicks calls it, when we want to link with spirit, they don't come to us, we go to them. You link up, you put yourself in a higher vibrational plane. It's like when you meditate and you expect to get information from spirit, that's how you do it. You don't sit in a noisy pub and expect spirit to bring you messages, do you? No, you have to put yourself in a calm, peaceful place and expect then to be in the realm, an area where spirit can communicate with you. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. Now for these cards today, because this is the highest love and it's the goddess of love, I'm going to open the cards with a view to thinking about your love life. Let's do some readings, shall we, about love. Now, I don't know how far I'm going to get because there's a pub outside, 2 doors down, where people are filling up the garden, and it does tend to get noisier and noisier. Maybe I'll just close the window. So let's look at this love guidance, shall we? Is it going to be guidance, or is it going to be... What can the tarot give us? What do we want the tarot to give us about Agape? Okay, we'll read the book first and then we'll do the tarot cards. Now, Agape, what if instead of putting yourself at the centre of your spiritual practice, you put God, Goddess, or nature at the centre? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of Agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder. Our breath is taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as the heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and, like a healing balm to the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. The Agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day. Consciously or unconsciously, what are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? And this card means service, reverence, honour and joy. Okay, all the good feels, all the good feelings. Agape can also be felt as an overwhelming love of family, partner, community, and recognise it by a deep swell of gratitude. The Greek word agape informs the English word agape. To have the mouth agape is to be awestruck by something of breathtaking delight. We are made humble once again. Okay, recognising the miracle of nature, recognising the spiritual in the material, recognising the spiritual in nature. Let's see how many of these cards are going to be around the nature, shall we? I was also thinking namaste actually, as I was looking at that and reading it. It is like I recognise the God in me, and I respect and notice, and what's the other word where you recognise, possibly is the word I'm searching for. I recognise the God in you. You know, you recognise that every person, every living creature comes out of the God, the universe, the mother, whichever way you look at it, however you see it. We are all creatures that have been created in this universe at this time, right? At this time. We are all travelling through this same dimension of life. And there are so many things that we've got no idea about yet. And we may never, in our lifetime, we may never have any real understanding. If anyone out there has got a synchronicity story, you know, where something has happened and you've been in the right place at the right time to witness something amazing, let me know. Because with the agape, it is a vibration of love, isn't it? And every single feeling on the planet that's known to man, can we all feel it? That's another question. Do we all have access to the same level of feelings? Do we? Can we? I don't know. I really don't know. And we're never going to know, because it's subjective, isn't it? It's like even when you try and describe pain to another person. If you say you've got a headache, that person can sort of imagine your headache. It's an upside down card there. They can imagine your headache, but they don't got no idea what it feels like for you, the pain of it. And the same when you say I love someone. They don't know what that means, what that feels like for you. When you say I experienced a spiritual feeling or a spiritual upliftment, so I felt spirit around me, I know what that means to me. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to the person that you're speaking to? It's like the smells. We all think we're smelling the same thing, and apparently we are all smelling, like when we can identify the smell of chocolate. When we smell something, we've all discovered that this smell is chocolate, right? And we can all identify it. We all know what chocolate smells like. But we don't really know that we're all smelling the same thing. We've just all agreed that this, whatever we recognise as identifying as smelling like chocolate, and I'm going to open this card because it's been left. Oh, look at that. The Ace of Attaims. And there's a little mouse hanging onto a dandelion, and that sword has just cut through, chopped the head off the dandelion. Look at that. We must not underestimate the power of the goddess Agape and the universe, and the power of spirit. We cannot underestimate what spirit is capable of bringing to us. Really, when you look at the power of creation and the power of nature, right, to underestimate Mother Nature is to make a huge mistake. And to underestimate what spirit can do for you, if you open up your arms and trust that the sword of truth, that's how that feels to me, because this love, I feel, is truth. Love is something that can't be destroyed, can it? It's an energy that can't be got rid of. Once it's there, you can't let go of it, you can't get rid of it, and why would you want to? And if it's love, then it's true, and it's pure, and it's light, and it's warm and it feels good. It's not good in a needy way. It's not, oh, I only feel good if I have this feeling. Unconditional love, which is what we get from the universe, asking nothing back, feels like home. It feels like being hugged. It feels like being in a place where you're wanted. It feels like being in a place where you want to be. That's what love feels like. And I don't know if everyone gets to feel that. I don't know if everyone recognises that those energies are available, because I don't know if they are available to everyone based on the restrictions that people put in their minds that stop them from having that a connection. Now, what it says about agape, it says in Christianity, agape, from ancient Greek, agape is the highest form of love, charity, and the love of God for man and of man for God. This is in contrast to philia, which is brotherly love or self-love, as it embraces a deep and profound sacrificial love that transcends and persists regardless of circumstance. According to 1 Timothy, it comes out of a pure heart and out of a good conscience and out of faith unfeigned. It goes beyond just the emotions to the extent of seeing the best for others. The verb form goes back as far as Homer, translated literally as affection, as in greet with affection and show affection for the dead. Other ancient authors have used forms of the word to denote love of a spouse and family or affection for a particular activity, in contrast to eros, which is an affection of a sexual nature. In the New Testament, it refers to the covenant love of God for humans, as well as the human reciprocal love for God. The term necessarily extends to the love of one's fellow human beings, and some contemporary writers have sought to extend the use of agape into non-religious contexts. The concept of agape has been widely examined within its Christian context. It has also been considered the context of other religions. So, what areas of love are we going to be asking for and looking at? Or should we just give up that idea that we know what these stones and cards are going to do, and we'll just open them and see what comes up, shall we? I've got the green one, which I suspect will be nature-led. See, I can't help myself. I've got the purple one, which I suspect will be of the mind. I've got this deep blue one with a crack running through it, which suggests scarring of the heart. And then we have this one, which isn't even heart shape. It's just a really misshapen soul there. So which one should we do first? That is my usual way. I prefer to do the hardest one first. And in this instance, the hardest one, they're all going to have the sword of truth running through them, because I'm going to keep this little card here. The sword of truth, and where is the love? That's the question. Where is the love? Where is the love? Oh, the hummingbird. Miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. I pulled this card out the other day, used it for a reading. My friend came round, she was wearing a jumper covered in hummingbirds. And I was just saying, this is not an English thing, this is not a UK emblem. We're unlikely to see it anywhere here in England. And my friend turns up and she's wearing a jumper covered in them. Oh, look, and a fox, clever. Again, this comes up quite frequently. It's asking you to use your hyper-intelligent mind, listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Okay, be open to romance. That's interesting. 7 of Wands. Is this what you really want? Oh, faith. That's lovely, isn't it? Bearing in mind, the Agape talks about the faith. And having the faith to believe in God. And that is that Christian values. Look at it. There's Jesus on the cross there. Having the faith that it's not in vain. Everything you do is not in vain. Whoa, look at this. got the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. If each of those little wands are wishes, they're things that you want, you are in a very powerful position if you can have the faith to know that the universe loves you enough to be able to deliver. Six of Pentacles is harmony with money. So, wow, and the Four, look at this. We do love a bit of nature. Now, bear in mind, we were talking about nature and the importance of love of nature is next to spirituality. You know, they used to say cleanliness is next to godliness, right? Well, this is the same thing. It's nature is godliness, and a love of nature is godliness. This one here is asking you to just check where you're being materially bound. So just check the things in your life that are happening around you which aren't as spiritual as they could be. Okay? Are there people around you who have no inclination? Ten of Wands as well, look at this, but this Ten of Wands is carrying all the burdens yourself. People around you have got no inclination like you have to reach for anything better. The ripeness is a reminder to reach for something better when you're feeling whole, and not to reach any earlier, not to rush this race towards what it is that you want, because if you go too early, what you pick won't be ready and it'll just be wasted and you have to throw it away. But equally, if there's someone around you who's making you feel as if you're doing all the work and they're not doing any of the work, what are you going to do about that? What can you do about that? Nothing, apart from send love. Send love, shore up your boundaries, protect yourself in a bubble. See, this person, they are feeling the burden of it all and it is taking its toll, but her response is not to fight back. She could take that wand and attack the other person with it, but that's not the answer. The answer is to surround herself in this bubble of warm love and love herself more so that she is protected by this love of the universe. Okay, protect yourself with the love of the universe. Don't accept any more damage to your already battered heart. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, pile number 2. Let's have a look at this little heart that's already scarred. See what love can do to this person. Ooh, perseverance. Do not give up. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience you can reach your mountain top. Never give up and good luck will follow. Again, we're still back to this faith business. You have to believe it. The Ten of Swords is often associated with pain and tears. And with this, we know that there's been pain and tears because of the stone. However, again, same story. Courage. Courage to fight for the right to freedom and flowing and going with the flow and doing what you want and going your own way. Look at these light blue colours. Aren't they gorgeous? They match. Oh, you've got the world at your feet. You've really got nothing holding you back here, apart from the history that you're carrying with you. Justice will prevail. You're going to have fairness. Don't worry, there's going to be fairness, and you might feel like there's never any fairness for you. It always happens for other people. This is not the case. This lovely white horse that's shown up twice, look at it, offering you a heart of silver, love and light. Fill your heart with love and light, and you will be able to go down whichever path you want. It's not going to lead to tragedy and ruin, which is what you're scared of because it's happened in the past. Okay, you are now a different person. You are now a powerful person who's in control of what's going on. Whoa, isn't that lovely? Another Ten of Cups. This is really a beautiful story of love and going with the flow of the love that's coming through your life. Your universe is asking you to just really swim with the flow. Take the path of least resistance. Know that nothing can happen to you that you can't cope with, because you've learnt to recognise the signs, and when something feels off, you know to avoid it. You've learnt that. You've learnt the hard way. You've got the battle scars to prove it. You're not going to make the same mistakes again. You've got nothing to be scared of. You can offer your heart to Spirit, offer your heart to God, offer your heart to the universe, and the universe will deliver you back something in the real plane, in the real world, something for you to love for yourself. Ooh, that's lovely, isn't it? Take care. Bye for now. Okay, what's the story for this purple lilac coloured heart? Which I always associate purple and lilac with spiritual things, but also on a mental plane. Eagle, mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit, and your wisdom inspires the world. Yeah, wisdom, that is what it is. It's having that intellect and mind power and linking up with spirit, which brings you what you want. 10 of Wands, couldn't ask for more than 10. That's the most you get of the Wands, which is the wishes fulfilled. The Wands. Trust. The Trust card has come up. It's got another little white bird with white feathers that match the eagle's feathers. Trust. You've got issues around trust. You've got the 10 of Swords. So you've got a completely balanced, perfect and totally unwanted situation on your hands. But the 5 of Cups suggests that your emotional state is growing better. However, you've got the Moon, which is the counselling card. It is the card that suggests what's going on inside your mind. The Wheel of Fortune. Look at this. This is massive change. It's the sort of spread that would make anyone upset their mind, because you're going to have so many changes and you're not sure you want them. The 8 of Pentacles is working for money, but you've got somebody to argue with. This card, love's coming out. This card where the person just pulls out one argument after another, and he's got a magician's hat, so it's like he's got a never-ending stream of arguments. And the way that you stop arguing and you stop getting reeled into, being triggered by, reeled into looking at a situation as being unwanted, is to live in the moment right now, so you're not missing this moment. Because there's this mental problem that, because of the things that have happened to you in your past, you're looking at every situation for the things that are wrong. Okay, and this card is asking you to change that. You can change this. If this is you, dear person, that likes to find yourself in the middle of an argument everywhere you go, you've got to check yourself and make sure it's not you, because this matching, perfectly balanced card suggests to me that even when the situation is perfect and it's looking great, your mind jumps to all the things that are wrong. So yeah, sometimes of course things go wrong. Sometimes of course things are unfair. Sometimes of course you can find what's wrong in every situation, because no situation is perfect. There's always a balance of light and dark in every situation. And in order to really appreciate this level of love, you have to learn to love what's unwanted as much as you love the wanted. Okay? And trust that what's happening for you is always working out for you. You have a mantra. If you look at the past and you look back, you think, what worked out for me? Well, most things worked out for me, actually. All those things I was worried about and that I kicked up about and I made a fuss about didn't happen. Half the time they didn't happen. And I was the person that pulled the argument out of the hat about nothing. And I was the person that bled all over everyone else with my argument and what was wrong with the situation. And what I could have done is I could have gone inside myself and looked at what I was thinking and where this argument was coming from. What part of my history pulled this argument out? And the way that you cope with this, so if you've got this going on in your mind and you've got this level of dysfunction going on with your mind, that you're always looking for what's wrong in every situation, the way that you learn to heal from that is by living in the moment and recognising where If you feel pain about something that's happening in front of you, you don't have to deal with it right then if you know you've got this issue. You just take that pain away and process it later, and trust that the universe is on your side helping you to do this. So you've been led to this reading to figure out what you can change to improve your lot. Well, what you can change is by every time you see something that's wrong, counteract it with noticing something that's right. Yeah, so you can say, oh, the bus is late, but what's right about that is I get to sit at the bus stop and see the beautiful day. Or the postman didn't come today. What's good about that is it's another day delayed when I've got to worry about the thing that I've got to deal with. There's always a silver lining to what you perceive as being something unwanted. And even when everything is really good, you can still find something unwanted in it, where other people would have just ignored it or not created it into a story to be talked about and complained about and spoken about. So for instance, if you're this person that likes to find things wrong so you've got an argument to have, you look at this and you'll say, well, look at that. They could have put 2 more down there, couldn't they? Look, they haven't put enough ones on there. That could have been a 12 of ones. Right, it's a completely unnecessary argument without appreciating that there's 10 ones there. So for you, dear lover of worry and dear lover of finding situations and drama to be in the middle of, check yourself, ask yourself why you're doing that. Know that you don't have to stay doing that. Know that you can change. And just trust that the universe will show you the right path to take, will teach you how to behave differently, will teach you how to learn how to control your emotions, how to feel about yourself, how to look at situations through a different lens. And you start by living right in the moment, not 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 months ago. Live in the now, and that will help to heal the unhealthy patterns that you've got going on. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, this is the last reading, and I feel it's surely got to be the one around nature because of the green colour of the heart. This has got to be the easiest reading, surely. Moose, wisdom. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. Okay, it's collecting information. 9 of coins. And you've got the forest essence. Now, could that be a better card for love of nature? The forest essence. Look at it. It's as green as you can get. It's the jewel in the crown. It's the. Can you see all the nature? There's the fox, the crow. There's all the little things that you find in nature. There's another stag there with the horns. Although here it's called a moose, and here it's called the stag. Perfect. Queen of Swords. This is a person who's always ready for a fight, even when the fighting's finished. 3 of Cups is feeling happy and having something to celebrate. Oh, this knight as well, he's waving a sword. That's not good. 2 people with swords and a badger. And this one, these people carrying the world. And they're really doing well to carry that world. They feel like the world is on them and they're carrying it, but actually Spirit's got it. And the High Priestess. This is the wisdom of the Mother Earth. The wisdom of your inner feminine. Oh, the Ace of Cups, the 3 of Cups. This is beautiful. This is really, you're already there, aren't you? Look, awareness. You already know and how to appreciate the beauty of nature and how to appreciate the beauty of spirit. And if there's a downside to this, it's you've got there still with your knife intact. You've still got your sword ready for a fight, but you don't need to have your sword ready. That's what this card is telling you. It's focus on the love. Really focus on improving what you're giving out to the universe. Improve the vibration that is literally physically coming off your body and into the universe. And test that by going into nature. Go for a walk in your local nature place, wherever it is that's got the most nature around you, and see what sort of natural creatures come into your orbit. If you're all cleaned up and you haven't got any darkness around you or anything that needs cleaning up in your vibration, you will have creatures from nature just naturally fly near you, fly past you, land on you, talk near you. You hear the crows crowing, and you can test your own vibration. If you go into a place of nature and nothing happens and nothing comes near you, then you've got to have a look at what needs cleaning up. But from this, there's not much that does need cleaning up, apart from you don't need to be carrying a sword. And if you're carrying a sword, other people are going to carry swords as well. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Guardian Angels, thank you so much for allowing me to open these cards and for allowing me to link with Spirit to bring someone a message. And I've got the name beginning with E, and I'm not sure if it's Elaine or Earl. Elaine's quite an unusual name, isn't it? And there's someone in Spirit, and I've got these double cards, and I'm thinking twins. Thank you for that, dear people that are desperate to get information through to their loved ones. What is it you're showing me? Okay. Earl is also a really unusual name, isn't it? What is it you want me to know? I'm just going to get a pen so I can write down the words that come flooding in. Because this person couldn't wait. This person could not wait to link with me. This person said, get on with it. Okay, so this person is the type of person who is impatient. Okay, so she's impatient, she's quite demanding, and she's saying the word puppy, but she's got a dog. She's got a dog that she's had since it was a puppy. Okay, it's now on Earth, so she's in Spirit and she's left the dog behind. There's a sun here. Okay, and the sun has spent a lot of time mourning her. Okay, look, there's two cards stuck together. This is not usual. Look at this, these are not sticky cards. The Magician. She wants her son to know. I'm not sure how that message can get through to him because we don't know who he is. Again, I keep getting this Barnsley connection. Barnsley. That she is around him, helping him to take the next steps. So he's spent a long time just hoping that she's in Spirit and hoping that he's going to see her again. And this message is to let him know that yes, she is in Spirit, and yes, she is still actually around him. Okay? But how can we let him know that if we don't know who he is? This person, now she's shown me all sorts of things in the kitchen. She's shown me jam roly-poly. She's shown me a tray that's got Yorkshire puddings on it. Barnsley is in Yorkshire, isn't it? I'm just going to check that in a minute, see if it is Barnsley in Yorkshire. This person has given me the number 32 as well. Number 32. Okay, and the word rapier, R-A-P-I-E-R, which I do believe is one of those little swords. You know, like fencing. You know? Like one of those. It's on that table. Fencing. Okay, so this person could work with fences. Okay, this is how the communication happens. We have to interpret the images that she's given me. She's showing me some oranges as well. Oranges. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, usual story. She wants calm and peace and harmony. And she's showing me some heated rollers. Not your hair tongs, not the straighteners that people use now. This was the other way. This was round things that you put in your hair to make your hair curly. Okay, and she's showing me some stairs. She had a set of stairs where she lived. She lived in an apartment. She lived in some flats that had stairs. And she didn't like the stairs because she couldn't see around the corner, but she would carry her shopping up and had like a plastic handrail. Yeah, and she's showing me her shopping, which is from your typical supermarket, not your middle class Waitrose. She's got shopping from a shop that's got cheap carrier bags. And she's showing me taking home, but she was happy to bring home the bacon. She was happy to do that carrying of the shopping because she felt like that was her role. She felt like she had a a love of that role. She did, what's it called? A labour of love. Yeah, she loved doing it. It wasn't a duty to her. It wasn't a chore. It wasn't hard work. She loved that. And she's wearing a coat. She's wearing like a rain mac. I know that's, everyone wears a rain mac, but this was like not like something you put on because it's raining. It was just a rain mac that she wore even when it wasn't raining. She had that on. She's also showing me an apple. Okay, thank you. And she's showing me a little cage that's got a little animal in it. And she's giving me the word Dotty. Are you saying that you were Dotty? Okay, so she's got grey hair that's long enough to be done at the hairdresser's, but it's not past her collar. So she's got curls on her head that she would get the hairdresser to curl up, or she would look like it had been to the hairdresser's because she'd done the curling up with her curlers that she's shown me. And also she's showing me sticking her fingers in some sort of liquid that isn't a hair liquid, it's something else, but she's using it to style her hair with, to keep her hair set. So it's a lotion that's not hair lotion, and she's using it on her hair, which is really fun, isn't it? She's also looking at me really mistrusting. She doesn't trust me. She doesn't feel like I'm trustworthy. Right, now I know it's not me, so this is one of her issues, that she was a person who, towards the end, she was like much less colourful than she was when she was younger. So she sort of faded away rather than, you know, went out like a firework. She just faded away with the sort of seeping of her colourful life, just went naturally throughout the years as she got older. She didn't want to be the centre of attention as she got older, even though she has got her nails painted. She's showing me pink nails, and her hands are quite thick actually. Her hands are sort of, she's got quite thick fingers, a bit like mine, but she didn't mind having them painted still, you know. What else does she want to show me? She's wearing a long blue navy skirt. This woman's got a long blue dress on, but this woman's got a navy colour, dark colour skirt. She's wearing glasses. She's not wearing her glasses out though. When she's showing me the cabin upstairs, she's not got her glasses on, but when she's inside in front of the telly, she's got glasses on that have got like a light grey frame that are just sort of see-through, you know, like just a square see-through frame. So it doesn't look like she's wearing glasses. It doesn't, you can't really see the frame, but it's there. It's just around the edge of the glasses. And she's got a little balcony, so she's showing me the window. You pull the balcony over and you can just sit outside, but she didn't. She didn't bother. She didn't want to. And she had a husband that died earlier than her. Once she lost her husband, she really lost the will to get involved with what's going on. And she is sorry. That's the feeling I'm getting. She's sorry that she left her son. She's sorry that she couldn't be more colourful, but she just didn't have it. She didn't have that inner energy and enthusiasm to make more colour. It was gone. You know, she lost a lot when her husband died. She felt like part of her had gone, and she was just sort of going through the motions of life, and there's nothing you could have done to have made that any different for her, because that was just who she was and how she experienced her life. And I'm getting the name Beryl, which is quite old-fashioned and quite uncommon. That's Elaine, Earl and Beryl, wasn't it? Elaine, Earl and Beryl. Okay, do you want to give me a date and some custard creams she's given me? Thanks for that. Have you got any flowers that you want to show me? She's a pot plant. She's got a little pot plant she's showing me that's got a weird cover on it. So the plant is in a pot and the pot is in a cover. you know, like some sort of material thing she's put around it. I don't know what that is about or why. It is like, you know, people that put things on the edge of their sofa so their sofa doesn't get dirty when people put their hands on it. You know, like when people rest their hands and you put a cover on. She's got a similar sort of thing on a pot plant. And she liked the charity shop. She did like the charity shop, and she said she used to find things in the charity shop and she couldn't help herself, and she'd bring them home and then she'd have to quietly take them back to another charity shop because she didn't have the room for stuff, but she would still keep bringing it in. And she showed me pictures on the walls. She had pictures of her family on the walls, but she also had pictures that she'd got from the charity shop that she put on the wall. And she had a wooden cabinet that had alcohol in it, had drink in it, but she rarely had the drink, so she would have like a bottle in there that lasted a year. You know, someone would give her a bottle of something at Christmas. It wouldn't be opened until the next year. Thank you for that. And then she's got little old-fashioned cushions sitting on the sofa, and a chair that's got wooden legs. A wooden leg chair. And again, she liked the kettle in the kitchen. She did like the kettle, and she did have a routine of what she did in the morning, what she did at lunchtime, what she did by 4 o'clock, and what she did in the evening. She had a routine that she was happy with. She just was happy to just go through her routine. That's what she did. That's who she was. Is there anything else that you can show me? My name's Suzanne. Okay. And the word croupier, which is very much like the word rapier, isn't it? You know, for the sword. Croupier. Cards. Okay. Start again. And slippers. She had slippers, and she wore slippers that covered your whole foot. They had a heel and a toe and the whole thing. You put your foot in the slipper covered your heel, and she wasn't scared of falling over because she had secure footwear. So she was bothered about falling over, but she was also able to put herself in footwear that stopped her from slipping. She had an anti-slip mat in the bath, just like one of those little mats, little white mats that helped her. And she was very independent, but at the same time needy. So she was emotionally needy because her husband had died, but at the same time she refused any material help. Like, she was more than capable of doing things on her own, but she didn't feel like she was. So everyone around her was feeling guilty because she's feeling, you know, not okay, and yet she was carrying on as if she could do it all herself, and people around her wanting to help. But of course you can't make a person feel better, can you? And then when they don't want any physical help either, it's just painful for all the people watching that want to help. Okay, that's it. If you know anyone out there that's got a person whose mum's in spirit, let them know that their mum's around them, because I'm almost sure every single mum in spirit, they're back to hug their children and to let them know that they send them love all the time. You're not on your own. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.